Hello everyone, and welcome back to a very exciting Thought Thursday. If you know, you know, and if you guessed, you probably guessed right. I made another deck, Thoth-based deck. It is so beautiful, okay? If you are familiar, you may know that a couple of years ago, I made the Wild Essence Thoth, okay? Full of beautiful images, ripe with the elements that I believed. I really wanted this deck to be a mixture of like Crowley meeting David Attenborough, you know? This very earthy Malkuth energy deck, okay? Very down to earth, so that we could get down to the essence of each card and see if we can use the meanings in an earthly way to resonate with the cards better. Okay, so if you know, you know, and this is still available on my Make Playing Cards page along with all my other decks. However, recently I had done a video, I believe, or they did a video, but I was given the idea, not that anything was going to come of it at the time, but a good friend of mine, Marlena Teresa, I'll leave her channel link below, had the idea like, oh, we need like some kind of weird abstract Thoth, you know? And I got to thinking about it and I said, you know, looking at my wild essence, what if we were to go abstract? What if we were to go into the essence? And even she used these words, I believe, Marlena. If we went into the essence, now we're microscopic. Now we're the essence of the essence. Now we're quintessential. So, I made a quintessential Thoth. Now, the name is tentative because this is a brand new deck, okay? And upon filming this, I don't have a name for it because I haven't actually put it on the site yet. So it's either going to be Abstract Thoth or Quintessential Thoth. I like Quintessential because it would really tie in with my wild essence, because this is the essence of Thoth in my opinion. But then we're going to go microscopic. We're going to go abstract. We're going to go we're going down to the very minute details, but in a broader, abstract, expressionist way, okay? And you'll see what I mean in just a second. It will be in the bag, black velvet bag, plain velvet bag, and then inside the deck will be shrink wrapped, okay? There's the lovely bags. Sneak peek there, cheeky sneak peek. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this with the OG, just so you can really see what I've done here. Okay, I'm super excited. I can hardly hold my excitement in. Okay, let's move that. You know how we have to use these things as parameters. So I chose linen cardstock instead of the normal Superior Smooth that I use for most of my decks. I love that cardstock, but I chose linen for this because it makes me feel like I'm looking at a canvas, and it really ties me into the art, the abstractness of the art, and it's like I'm walking through a museum. So let's get into this, okay? Now, here's the backs. Like I said, I used abstract images because we're getting down to the microscopic level, the quintessential level of Thoth. And if you're a Thoth reader, I think that, I mean, I'm super stoked about this deck. And it's so readable and it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to tap into the energy of this, because I believe that this quintessential energy for the Thoth deck is just going to be something monumentous. And I love my wild essence, but there's something about going into this that I just really like. So let's begin. All right, so I have my OG here, and they're in the exact same order. So we're just going to do like a really, like, well, not fast, probably, because I know I like to talk, but a flip through and see what we can get into. So right off the rip, we see this beautiful Fool here. I love this Fool. And in contrast to the Wild Essence Thoth, where the essence of the Fool card to me is about the void, I really liked the concept of light here, because if we think about him pre-manifest and coming into or coming out of the void with light, then that's what this means to me. That's what it means. And of course, like I said before, it's not just the essence of the card. We're getting down to the quintessential level. So this is a microscopic level. This is a almost like a muddier level. So I guess in terms of like the tree of life, this would be to me where the Wild Essence Thoth is Malkuth, this would be my Keter deck. So this is more abstract and spiritual, right? So I love it. Actually, let me move that out of the way so we can see the backs as we go. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the Magus. Oh my gosh, I love this, you guys. I love this so much. I'm going to zoom in a little. I love the use of color here. But it's also the use of, when you're looking at the image, it's the vibe, it's the feeling of each card, right? And that's what I want to embody. I love this Priestess card because instead of a net, we look like we're like going like through this pathway, and that reminds me of the veil, but it reminds me of Dyot, how the High Priestess is running through Dyot. So this was a beautiful image for the Priestess card. Very watery too. Well, very watery looking. I like how it's mirrored. I think that really reminds me of the vibe of the Priestess card. It's very, very beautiful. This is the Empress. Very wallpaper-like, very peaceful, right? Zoom in a little bit more because I really want y'all to be able to see the quintessentials present in the deck. I love this Emperor card. Just something about the blare of orange that's needed. It feels hot, it feels arid, right? I love this Hierophant because it looks busy. It looks busy and it looks complicated, and it doesn't look structured, but it is, you know? A lot of webs involved. I like that. Now this is the Lovers, and what I did here, I chose an abstract image. And just FYI, a lot of these that I found of abstract images, I had to manipulate to be the colors that I wanted for it to fit the vibe. So just know that going in, that I did alter a lot of these cards. And what I did here was used this sort of pink and purple with a gray, because it's like they're separate here. In terms of the Lovers, it's like these separate entities, but the objective is to come together. So I liked that there was like 3 colors indicating the Adam, Eve, and the Hermit. So that's what's kind of going on here. Look at this beautiful Chariot. Oh my God, I couldn't even believe it when I found this image, to indicate the Amethyst here. So we're still going through this tunnel. There's still movement, but it's really like paint going down a drain, and that's so beautiful to me. The vibe just worked so well. Okay, how perfect adjustment card. This very Argyle image here worked absolutely perfect, and I was able to manipulate the green to be the exact shade I needed It just worked so well. I'm so stoked, you guys. This is like the funnest, that's not a word, the most fun I've had making a deck. I mean, everything just fits so well, and I'm super stoked. Oh, love this hermit. I loved the blue and greens because it matched this. And as you know, if you know my tarot language, you know that I think of the tarot going down like cyclical, right? It's going through the fool's journey, so to speak. So the fact that the hermit would have similar colors to adjustment because it's a forward movement through the major arcana, I really liked this. And the fact that there was light pouring in, like the lantern's right here, but we can't see it because the light is too bright. That just really resonated with me. You know, like the hermit's down there with the light and just so bright, you know. Oh, chills. Loved this fortune card. I love fractal images because it really taps me in to this subconscious place of the Fibonacci sequence and the essence of symmetry and beauty. I really like it for that. And what better card to have a fractal than, of course, the fortune card. Love it. Plus the colors really match up too. Now with lust, it was really, it was such a beautiful experience because the lust card is probably my favorite card in the deck, okay? But I know I wanted an abstract image that made me feel like we were inside the cup of abominations. So it's not so much the lady figure, it's not so much the beast, it's not so much the lion serpent, it's none of that. The essence, the real essence of the lust card is the cup of abominations and what we choose to do with it and where we find our joy and our morality. That's what this is. And so we're inside the cup in lust. Oh, so beautiful. And look at this hanged man. I really liked the drawn aspect for the hanged man here because it taps me in to the feeling that we make our own destiny. And the hanged man is like this figure on a precipice in my head where the next step is going to be my decision, and I'm going to forge my own path, make my own destiny. And so the fact that this looks like drawings, plus it looks like we're going down into whatever this is, like the hangman. I really liked it. Looked drawn, like we're making our own destiny. We're drawing our own portal, if you will. Oh my God, death gives me chills. It gives me chills. I love this. It's very watery. It looks like abstract pouring technique. But the colors, like I said, I was able to manipulate the browns and the golds to really match up with the death card. It just works so perfectly. Oh my God. And as you can see, I did put the card names, the names on the card so nobody would get confused. But I just think they work so well. I probably could have left the names off of there. And it's just been an art deck. But anyway, here's art. I loved. I knew I needed, for the art card, a card that looked like the oil and mixing with water. And I wanted the colors to be right. Like this green, yellow, like this green and yellow, possibly some blues that I couldn't manifest that here. But this mixing of oil and water, like this lava lamp, was the essence of the art card, for sure. Love this devil. If you know, you know, okay? If you know what is behind this goat, you know, okay? I'm not going to get into it here, but this very smooth, seductive pink with these webbed, what stringy stringiness is present. It's very seductive. It pulls me in, and I think that that's the essence of the devil. Love it. Here's the tower. Now, because of how busy the regular tower is, I wanted it to feel like we were I guess inside a heavy brush, right? Underbrush. And there's like briars, right? Think Sleeping Beauty. There's briars and brambles and we're kind of tangled. But as long as we get through, like if we keep going, we'll get through. But it's like the fear sometimes traps us in our brambles, in our minds. And so I wanted it to look like we were very much tangled, but it's almost about like, just keep chopping away at the brush and you'll get through, okay? And find the stars, okay? Like you're trapped in the woods, right? And you'll find the star, which is next. Of course, I had to use a galaxy image, a very abstract image of galaxy instead of the twirl. I do love the twirl, but the essence of the star to me is about I want to say hope of the galaxy, but this is hope, forward moving hope, the one that, whatever it is that gets you up in the morning. Okay, that's what this is. The moon, another fractal. I really liked that it mirrored, that the moon mirrors other cards. I liked that, but I also liked that there's not a path. I liked that it's light versus dark here, very almost abstract chiaroscuro art style. So I really enjoyed doing this. I really enjoyed manipulating this to be like this. And then the sun. I loved this because it reminded me of wallpaper that you would get like at a beach condo. Very otherworld, like 70s beach condo. It's a small little cottage and it's got this like bright wallpaper, but playful, right? And that's what this is. It's playful. Love this. I love all of them. How many times am I going to say that? I love this. The Aeon card always reminds me of a sunrise or a sunset. We're putting something to bed or we're awakening something. And this looked like an abstract image of water and like the sun is up here somewhere. And we're not seeing that though. We've just like abstract, we've like gone unfocused because we're feeling the sun on our face, whether it's rising or setting. And we're like, again, we're manifesting and manipulating our own destinies with what we're putting to bed or awakening. So important. And then finally, we have the universe card, which if you know, you know, it's like something is coming. This was the image I used because the universe of the majors, I think the universe is the, in terms of the Thoth, I love the fact that like it's on the Thoth book. It's on the Book of Thoth with the original. It's on the, I think it's on the original Book of Thoth. The blue book that I have, it's the card that's on there. So it's just like, I don't know, it just makes me feel, it just makes me feel good to look at it, I guess you would say. So this is there's a square and a circle. We're squaring the circle, and that's the essence. We're squaring the circle. We're using mathematics. Again, we're building our own destinies with the universe card. We're building our own universe with the universe that's already present. And how fantastic is that? Okay, so I'm going to clean up, and then we'll get into the minor arcana. All right, so first and foremost, we have the wand suit. Beautiful wands. I loved the use here of it looking like fire embers coming at you. I liked that concept. Plus the colors just worked. Just beautiful. Look at this. I loved this so much. The fire coming from two places, right? Radiating from two places. That just worked so well for the Two of Wands. I love the folds here, the folds of fire, right? And with it being a virtue card, I like the fact that virtue, not talking in terms of sexuality, but in terms of virtue like purity, I like the concept of it looking like it's hidden. Parts of your virtue are hidden and private. Almost like a boundary. I liked that. Four of Wands. Love the circle here. But I also liked that in this image, I blacked out this so that the circle wouldn't close. And I kind of liked that take, that we are complete, but I think of all the Thoth cards, having a completeness or a completion card as a 4 doesn't always make sense when we're at the essence, right? Because you're like, damn, I'm only at a 4. What have I completed, right? There are things that you complete. Okay, there is a method to the madness in terms of this card. But for me, I like for there to be some sort of we're not done yet feeling. So while there is a method to this, I like that the madness here makes sense as well. That there is a circle, but the perfect circle that looks like it's going to be a perfect circle has more to go before it's actually perfect. This, flat out, just yellow. Just yellow, but you can see brush strokes, okay? And it looks like brush strokes that were made with a harsh, like a palette knife, right? So to me, that's like strife. Strife to me, like we're using our anger to make a painting, or our anger is backing this painting. So just the color works. 6 of Wands. I love this. I like this because for me, it's smoke. Abstract is kind of smoke that would remind you of air, but it's like a candle, and the candle is down here where that you can't see. That's what this is. It's almost like victory to me is like kind of like valor, which comes next, but they play a role together. Like, does real valor come with anonymity? You know, it's something to think about. Love this. Very, very crystalline, right? Again, I'm getting seduced with the valor. How perfect is this 8 of Wands? I can't even imagine a better 8 of Wands. The shape, the rainbow, everything. It was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And with it being this like almost foggy rainbow, it does remind me of the swiftness of rainbows and how they don't really last long. So perfect. Again, how perfect is this? So perfect. 9 of Wands, strength, sun versus the moon, very equilibrium based. This is the essence here. Perfect, trying to get perfect balance, strength in the core. God, some of these just are so perfect. 10 of Wands. I really liked the sharp lines of this. I really liked that it looked kind of like, you know, those guards, those like royal guards that have those huge spears. And when you try to go through a barrier, they like cross you so you can't. And that really made me think of that. So it makes sense with oppression. Like, you shall not pass type of an energy. Okay. Really made me think of that. Okay. We're getting to the first court cards. Ooh. Now, again, they're abstract and they're not going to match, okay? Like, it's just going to look like a continuation to everyone else, but again, there's a method to the madness. Okay, now here's the princess. I loved I don't know, I just liked that this looked like lava, you know? Like this very molten feeling. Because I do consider the Princess of Wands to be molten lava. Love her so much. Look, this very scratchy, almost primitive, like a cave painting. I liked that energy for the prince. And the queen, very wispy, right? Very wispy. Very firm in the brush strokes here. Love it. Love it so much. I like the slash of yellow. That's like her attitude. Just a slash of yellow. And then finally, oh, can't pick that up. Finally is the knight. This is like looking at a fire, but like again, you've gone unfocused. because of his energy. You've gone unfocused, and it's like he's on fire, and you're just like trying to look right at the like right at a flame, and you can't, you know. So good, so good. Okay, now the next suit is cups, and we're doing this like this so that they're not, it's not too thick of a stack to play with at one time. Okay, look how perfect when I manipulated the navy, because it was like this color, I manipulated it to grayed out. I was able to get like some of this purple here. I was just so ecstatic to match it with this. Again, this looks very like I've just used the colors, but the vibe is there. The vibe is there, and I just love it. Look how perfect. Look how perfect this is. There's two sets of colors, but they're mixing. They're blending, right? Another almost like a lava lamp feeling. God, I love it so much. Here's the Three of Cups. Very much like, I consider the Three of Cups to be Persephone's shower. That's how I describe this. Okay? The water that she sees on the glass, right? Like she's looking out from her, like she's in the shower and she can see the water bubble up there. Because this is pomegranate, so it reminds me always of the abundance of pomegranates and knowing what we like and knowing what we have and gratitude. Four of Cups. We do get muddy here in the cups, which I love, absolutely love. And I love how a lot of these do very much have the water element present, because again, we're going microscopic with this. The gradation here was perfect for this four. Just loved it so much. This is a lot like the Lust card. We're muddying it up. We're muddying the water, so to speak. But the red with the brown just really reminded me of this. It's not a bog. It's just dirty water. Just dirty water. That's it. So far. I love this. I love this because you can tell it's water, but it's still abstract. But it does bring you pleasure. It brings you this sense of joy to look at. Love that the colors match up with the oranges and the greens, but then with the blue at the bottom here. It's just so perfect. This whole deck just works. Love this. Debauch, sludge. Perfect Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Now, this reminds me of looking out of a car window, but it's really storming outside. And this abstraction through the window. This depression, right? This melancholy. Ugh. You don't want to do anything on those days, but just lay around and be lazy, right? It's the magic of indolence. Now we're getting into happy. Very, again, very crystalline. Very, we're looking at the core of an amethyst here. Loved it. That's what makes me happy, is looking at amethyst. So it's a very, like, we're inside of a crystal. I loved that feeling for this card. Again, we see this, like, water bubbling up. But the bubbles are so intense that it's satisfying to look at, which, again, is the purpose of this card. Love it. All right. Here's the Quartz of the Cups. Okay. This very, again, very flowy, very like her dress. This just flow, slow, colors mixing in water, like watercolor mixing in water. At a very slow, we've slowed down time, and you know, we're not doing anything fast. It's just water ripples. When I manipulated this, I tried to abstract it out, but the more I did, it didn't feel like him. It felt like it needed to be rain on water, okay? And that's what this down here makes me feel like. Like the wind is moving, but it's raining and it's water, and that's what's happening. You know, it's drizzling, and you can see the water drizzling, but then you can also see the wind move and make waves, small waves, which again is what's happening. Essence of the card. All right, now the Queen is another beautiful, beautiful fractal, but I wanted to mirror what's happening in the sky, but in the water. The fact that it's a reflection, the fact that it's a little bit obscure, right? The Queen of Cups is obscure. And so I like that this is almost like, this is the feeling I got, is that here's the image, we're above her and looking down. She's right here in the black. Obscure, we can't see her. We don't know where she is, but we know she's right there, and she's manifesting all these ripples throughout the universe and throughout all the water. Just, I don't know, I just got a good feeling about that card. And then finally the Knight. I really zoned into the peacock here. This very bolsterous peacock that's really putting on a show, right? And I liked that this was like a rainbow with water. I don't know. It just worked so well. Ugh. All right. Moving right along. Next is the sword suit. Look at that ace. Oh, so powerful and beautiful. I mean, look how perfect this is. Two. I loved that this was like abstract clouds. Really puts you at peace. Really, I really appreciated that. Look at that. Strike between the black versus the green. Like this neon. Just worked so perfectly. 4. I liked the duality here between the green and the blue. I liked that. It needs to be present for it to be like a real truce card, right? Like two parties are coming up with a truce. And then we have defeat, which is like a mixture of all the colors. And when I manipulated this, it worked so well because I was able to use this high contrast between purple and green. Really works for defeat. 6 of Swords. Love this. Love the gradation here. And we have futility. I like this because it looks so bland, which makes me feel the futility behind the card. Like, well, there's no shapes, there's hardly any colors, it's so bland, it just almost looks like a useless thing, you know, useless color here. And I like that. I like what it did. Now, it may not seem like much to you. It may just, again, some of these may look like, why is this even a thing? I really tapped into the energies, and I'm excited about that. But if it's not your thing, it's not your thing, you know? Look at this interference card. Again, I was able to manipulate this to where it would kind of grade out into multiple colors. And I really liked that it looks like it was fighting, right? Like these colors were all fighting and mixing together and interfering with one another. Love it. Look at this. I love it. God, I love this so much. And they look like knife blades. They look like blades, right? And they're so sharp that it makes me feel the cruelty of the knives. You know? Like we're zoned into a razor, right? And, like a 5-blade razor, right? We're like zoomed, well, a 9-blade razor. And we're zoomed way, way in, and there's a drop of blood there. oh, I got that feeling with this image, and it just worked perfectly for the Nine of Swords. It's a very fiery sword card, right? This is very smoky and ruinous, okay? Like, kind of like in my Wild Essence Thoth, it's like this burnt tree. And that's the feeling I get with this card, this ruin card, is that we're looking at something that has been burned down. So it's almost like it's fire and air mixed together. I don't know, just something like that. So I liked the smoke and how it's really harsh between the two colors, yellow and orange. I really, really liked that. And how the smoke's kind of purple. Just so, God, I love this so much. Okay, here are the courts. I love this princess. The princesses are some of my favorite cards in the Thoth deck. But again, just like we see in the wands, there's spiral, okay? Because I really do feel the flowy, spiraling nature to the princesses, okay, for real. So I do like that this is spiraled, but I also like that there's color involved, and kind of like we have tore up a newspaper. We've tore up a newspaper, and it's like going down the sink, okay? Or going down a garbage disposal or something like that. And there's this thing about like throwing away messages and, I don't know, being flighty. I don't know. It just works. Okay, it just works. Trust me. Now, the biggest thing about the Prince of Swords to me is the jumbledness. Okay, much like it is in this image. This whole, I can't make heads or tails of things, right? I'm too jumbled up. I'm too foggy. I can't think straight. And this very spirograph was absolutely 100% the Prince of Swords energy. I loved it so much. All right. And now see the Queen, I loved this because it looks like light. It reminds me of light, like the light shards coming from behind her. But it did look like I was up in the clouds. It just looked like the stars in daytime. That's what she feels like. It's like seeing the stars when it's still daylight. Not twilight. You know how sometimes you can see a star, or the moon even, and it's still real daylight, and you're like, what am I looking at? And it doesn't happen very often, okay? But sometimes you get a glimpse of like one or two stars, and you're like, wow, that's so weird, right? Or if it's a sunny day and a rain cloud passes and all of a sudden it starts raining, but the sun is hitting it because it's just a small rain cloud. It's like that phenomenon of watching rain fall when it's sunny, which again doesn't happen very often, at least not where I live. So it's just like, this weird feeling. That's what the Queen of Swords makes me think of. And then finally the Knight. He's moving at such a pace that this abstract image really reminded me of racing through the city. We're racing for somewhere, but the lights we're just moving at the galaxy at supersonic speed, or the city at supersonic speed, and it's just like lights are just blurs. So I really liked this. Plus, it looks like all these could be starting points. It's like, where did he go? Where does he come from? I love this so much. All right, now we're down to the last suit, you guys. We're down to the last suit. The discs are some of my favorite cards. Oh, I just love this suit. So, I mean, I love the whole deck, okay? Really, to be honest, I love the whole deck. Something about the disc, though. Okay, so we have the Ace, very green. Again, when we're looking at the abstraction, you can kind of see, what am I seeing? What is the essence? Why can't I find out? Why doesn't this make me feel like this could be the Four of Wands, right? The completion card. Yeah, it could be, but when you really look at the essence of this in the abstract image and its lines, that wouldn't automatically think of this the nature of the complete of the Four of Wands, right? So we really have to feel the cards, and I like that. Again, we have a fractal, perfect for this change card. Love it so much. Oh, we're changing things and we're mixing. And when we get down to this, to the crux, will be a totally new thing. We're going to change. I love this 3 of discs because it looks like sand. And I was able to manipulate it to where the colors would work, but it does look like, I don't know, it does look like sand, which is what this reminds me of around the pyramid. Four of discs. Again, very sandy. Very hot. We're on the outskirts of this. Love it. 5. Again, I guess this would feel like a water card, but it's not. It's the heat. We're heating up oil. So it's not a water, but it's like the lava, the oil or the lava that's around this, that we're sitting on top of, and we're heating it up, right? Like this is a big vat, and we've got like almost like a cauldron, right? Think about our worries in terms of a cauldron, right? We throw all of our worries into the cauldron. There's a big roaring fire underneath, and we just burn them damn things to the ground. I really liked this because it's light and it's circle, but there's lines too, you know? But it's like so hot right there in the center of this success, you know? Like we're kind of looking through weird, like radar binoculars or something. I don't know. Really liked that. I loved this because it looked like it's not trees. It's like a plant in a microscopic plant. So we're looking through a microscope at a plant. And this just really looked like this. Had the same vibe. Right? We're looking at the vegetation. So good. So good. How perfect is this card? Something's blooming, right? Looks like blooming. I love it. Oh, I love this so much, you guys. The 9. I like this. Because, again, it's like something's unfurling. And we're building it, almost like we're twisting a kaleidoscope. And with each twist, we gain something new. We are perceiving something new. It's about perception. It's about the way we view things. That's what we're gaining here. New perspectives. A lot of fractals in this suit. Really liked this. The wealth of this. All right. Now, I want to get to the court cards. Look at this princess. In the forest. An abstract forest. Ooh. She was so perfect. Now, I had her all yellow, and then working, kind of collabing with Marlena, she was like, this needs to look more like trees. And so I manipulated the color more to make it look brown, and I just loved how it turned out. It was just a fantastic, and she was right. There needed to be trees there. Or looking like trees. I mean, these kind of look like palm trees, but it doesn't matter. You can tell that there's the more of a contrast in color, and it reminds me of her. Now the prince, very earthy, very brown, right? We are cultured, we are worldly. I love it. Love it. How many times can I say that? All right. Now the queen, the one thing I love about this queen is that she's looking out onto the great vista. She's to me, the Queen of Discs is a cliff face or a mountain, but not as mountainous as something sturdier. She's not that sturdy. She is sturdy, but it's like a hill, but more of a cliff than a hill. I don't know. I just see her looking out in this vista, and this very beautiful watercolor, abstract watercolor, reminds me of her. And then finally, we have the Knight. I like this because it looks like gold. It looks like we're mining for gold. That's what he's doing. He's looking for gold. He's like on the Klondike, you know, or something. I don't know. It just reminds me of him. And the spirals. I love the spirals because we see the spirals in this. Ugh. Okay. Now let's talk about the deck for a minute before I show you the surprise at the end. Okay, because there is one. Okay, now if you may have noticed, you probably already noticed already, I didn't number them. I don't number any of my decks because I feel like when you read tarot, it's your discretion which order you put the cards in, okay? And then another thing I didn't do, which I did do with my Wild Essence, like here, I put the keywords on this as a thing, because I knew the keywords were what I was going off of there. But here, I was really suit-oriented, and so I didn't put the keywords. Now, I might do a poll or something if you're interested in this deck and you would like to see the suit plus the keyword, like the keywords down here, like whatever the keyword is. I can write that on top of like wands or whatever. If you're interested in having keywords, then I could make, much like I did with the Wild Essence, I can make a quintessential thoth with the keywords. Or I can leave it blank like this, and it can just be still thoth-inspired deck, but it won't have, you know, it could just be the 9 of Wands, you know, not strength. But that's something I'm thinking about, is to put the keywords on here. So that's, again, something that we can work out together. Like I said before, it is on linen cardstock. It will come with a PDF that you can download. All my, I don't know, you wouldn't call them guidebooks. They're more like little bitty blurbs of things, of like a little on my thought patterning, are all on my Ko-fi page. And you can go over there and just download it. It's like a Word document. That'll be available once this deck is available. So let's give it a shuffle. Oh, you hear that, you guys? Oh. Oh, beautiful shuffler. Yeah, it's going to be a great shuffler. Very good underhand. It's the exact same size as my Wild Essence. It's the same exact dimensions, so there is that for you to reference. It's just a standard tarot size, make claim cards tarot size. I'm trying to really shuffle so that we can kind of do like what they would look like side by side, you know, like in a reading. How they work. I'm too excited, you guys. I'm too excited. All right, let's try this again. All right, this should be enough. Ooh, look at that. 2 princes. But then a 3 of swords driving a wedge between them. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love this. Oh, it's also fire and water, right? And to me, fire versus water, it like evens out. So it's like we don't, like we're both, because it's, like I said, canceling each other out. But then we have the 3 of swords here. So there's a dissociation. Look at the freaking colors. Let's try it again. Ooh, I like that. oh, like this stripe color, bland, and then this rainbow. I really like that. Like we have to, and if we're just going on the essence, right, we have to blend and become this beige, you know, essence of ourselves, and then we expand out like a peacock. How cool is that? Ooh, I love that we got the swiftness, the rainbow card with the Aeon. Oh, I like that. Looks good together. Ooh, I'm loving this, you guys. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see. Look at Strife with the Queen, the Wands. Still very fire versus water. I like that. Ooh, I like a 2 and a 3, but with different suits, right? And the Princess is in the middle. Gosh, what does that say? Very nice, very nice, very nice. Like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, so good, you guys. One more. Ooh, look at all these colors. They match perfectly almost. All right. So there's a few little 3-card readings. Now, with this deck included, okay, let's put that off to the side. I have included 12 zodiac cards, okay? So it is a 90 card deck, I think. Yeah, 90. I included them because in a book that Crowley wrote, he described the zodiac signs, okay? They're not abstract. They really went on to Crowley's descriptions. Now, I'm not going to go into the descriptions because you have to download the PDF to get the descriptions. Like I said, it'll be available on my coffee page. So here's Aries. Here's Taurus. Actually, let's move this over here. Here's Gemini. Now again, these are Crowley's descriptions. But they worked out really well. Cancer. Leo. Surface of the Sun. Virgo. Libra. Scorpio. Looks like the Death card, doesn't it? Sagittarius. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Now, you don't have to use these for anything. You don't have to keep them in the deck. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about extra cards. You don't even have to keep these. You can throw them away if you don't like them. You can use them as bookmarks. You can use them deck and walks. You can use them to, now I know this is just like the bare minimum of astrology, but you could use them in astrology studies. It doesn't really matter. These are Crowley's descriptions of the zodiac, and I really thought that it would tie in very well with the quintessence of this deck. I want to refer you over to Marlena Teresa and her channel, but she also has this deck and is planning to do some things with it on her channel. Look at the colors. Oh, she's planning on doing some things with this deck on her channel as well. So please go over there and check out what she's going to be doing with the quintessential thoth, abstract thoth, whatever I'm going to choose to call it. So beautiful. Anyway, super excited. When I post this video, it should be posted for sale. So really excited. And if it is, it will be on my Make Playing Cards page, which is always linked in the description box below. So go check out this and all the other deck offerings I have. Okay, the real kicker here, the real surprise is that Make Playing Cards sent me 2 decks. So therefore, I'm doing a giveaway. It's going to come shrink wrapped in its velvet bag in this box. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. And with probably some little goodies in there too. But yeah. So let's say if you're interested in the quintessential thoth, write the word quintessential in your comment. And all the ones that have quintessential in the comment, I will do a random draw, pick the winner, and then probably post the winner via like their name, their channel, not channel name, but their, I guess their YouTube name in my community tab page. But then also under the comment, I will say you're a winner, please email me. My email is always in the description box. Lennon, I think it's LennonS_YouTube. But anyway, I will leave all the information when that happens in my community tab, and then post it in the comment section of this video as well. Let's say I'll probably give it 2 weeks from the time this uploads, and then I'll pull the winner on not the following Thaw Thursday, but the following, the following after that. So in 2 weeks from this Thursday, I will pick the winner. Good luck to everyone. Much love.